Hello and welcome. I am Adri Gregan, and I am finally back for more Frieren Beyond Journey's End. I am so sorry for the wait. I really didn't mean for this to become a weekly show, and I don't plan for it to become one, at least not until I'm caught up with it, but I'll be caught up with it after it's done airing, so it probably won't become a weekly show until the following season, season 3 or season 2 part 2 or however they're going to do it comes out. Regardless, it I haven't uploaded in a week. I haven't uploaded free in a week, I should say, and I'm very sorry for that. I, in case you couldn't tell, both from the actual content of last episode and from the sort of void of content surrounding it, like the week before and after, I wasn't really in a very good mindset when I recorded that. I kind of like I kind of pulled myself together just long enough to do that recording, and I do think it showed. I think I wasn't really in a good mindset, and as a result, I ended up missing quite a few things, and I had a lot of trouble like finding the words I wanted to find. And admittedly, I'm not in a much better place right now. I think I'm slightly better, but I'm still kind of iffy. So, uh, to counterbalance that, I'm going to balance it out by probably talking a little bit less during the reaction, honestly. Probably being a little more quiet just so I can focus, because I can't really multitask super well with my mind like this. And I don't want to miss things like I did last time, because last time there was a whole lot of emotions and a whole lot of things that I didn't pick up on that I should have. Most importantly, the criticism that I offered was hardly one at all. It was namely that the merchants giving Frieren that spell that allows them to fight accessories was like sort of a plot convenience or a contrivance. And obviously, and if you read the comments, then you can probably see it for yourself, or maybe you even left a comment yourself. That's far from the truth. Not only is it not a plot contrivance, it was very well foreshadowed, because the only reason that she lost that accessory and that it was brought up was because the merchant that they were hitchhiking with was an accessories merchant. So it only makes sense that he would have an odd spell. And knowing how much Frieren likes odd spells, it's quite frankly a perfect storm of foreshadowing that, oh yeah, this weirdly specific, I guess it's not too weirdly specific, a spell for finding accessories, but it kind of blends those two things, where we brought up the accessory because we're talking about accessories because that's their trade, and also Frieren likes collecting weird spells, so it just fit together perfectly. And yeah, I really have no excuse other than I just wasn't in a great mindset when I watched it, so I do apologize for that, and I'm really grateful for all of you for pointing it out in the comments, and especially doing so very civilly. Since I framed it as like an actual critique and an actual issue I had with the episode, I appreciate you not basically going down to my level and saying, oh, you're an idiot, oh, you're stupid, oh, you should feel bad about this. It's like, actually, it's more like this, and you were very civil, so I really appreciate that. I'll try not to do that in the future. I probably will, though, because I am a bit of an idiot, so I appreciate your patience as I skip over some lines, as I just don't fail to interpret others. The other one in this episode, last episode, was the part where Zine was talking to Fern about getting a gift, and the fact that she was turning him down because she found getting a gift with Stark, it was a very precious memory and a very emotionally tied event that she doesn't want to just do with anyone. So yeah, there was a lot of really good stuff last episode. It was really phenomenal, and I'm sure this one will be too. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I think I've babbled on for long enough, and we're just going to get into the episode. One last thing, if you do enjoy the video, please do leave a like and leave a comment too, with any of your thoughts. It really does help me out with the algorithm. I do have unaltered reactions. I don't cut down them on YouTube or elsewhere, but if you want the unaltered one, that will be on Patreon. It's accessible for $2. Currently, it's only for Frieren, but once JJK Season 2 wraps up, it'll be every show moving forward. So if you want to check it out in the description, the unaltered reaction to whatever I watch, then go ahead and check that out. But I'm going to leave all that YouTuber housekeeping aside, and we're going to hop into Frieren Beyond Journey's End, Season 1, Episode 15, I believe. It feels like it's been a while since I've watched this, even though it's only been a week. Now it's time for the not quite age-old question, but I guess I should say that for the show we're watching is very appropriate. The age-old question of, are we getting more vignettes, or are we going to start building out a larger plot after this? Because I do think we're a little bit due for a longer one, but also this show's mainly about those shorter, like, stories, and it's far from its detriment, right? It does them better than any other show I've ever seen. The only one that even gets close is probably Cowboy Bebop, so don't take my anticipation for a longer plot to be like a criticism of the vignettes. It's far from it, the furthest thing from it. But I do, after the aura bit, I've learned that this show is, for as masterful as it is with the vignettes, it's even better with the longer plot lines. So whatever we get, I'm ready for it. But I'm just really excited because it's gonna be incredible no matter what. And we're getting really close to the opening changing, which is, God, I say it every single episode, and I'll keep saying it every single episode. So bittersweet. But I finally, it smells like trouble. Ooh. Okay. I hope Zion's gonna be with us for a while. Oh, that was really cute. Super smooth animation. 4 years ago, really? Jeez. It's crazy it's been that long already. Oh my god, why does the hair look so good? Don't tell me there's gonna be another guest animator episode. Maybe it was just that, maybe it was just that cut. Or that scene, I suppose. Oh my god, the exclamation mark falling apart, that was so cute. No, you need an archer. That'd be great. A real long-range person. Oh, the music cutting out. One-san. Yes! Toshiue no One-san. Absolutely, I'm so down with this. And the music just goes back. Good gag. She doesn't count. I want One-san with a capital O. Not this 1,000-year-old lolly. Literal 1,000-year-old lolly. I'm not sorry. A true man never apologizes for his degeneracy. Something tells me they weren't just taking a siesta. Is it like a wide-range spell? There's the episode title. Sounds like trouble. Let's get out of here. It was a curse, okay. I assume similar to how they are in ReZero, which is why I had the idea. I imagine it like drains their energy, drains their mana. Oh, interesting. The magic of the goddess which priests use, huh? Interesting. And he's gonna be easy, yeah, he's good. Unless it's just not in his wheelhouse. It's just not in his wheelhouse. Wow, just like that. He really is gifted. Oh. Can only be used by the owners. Not interesting for you. Hmm. So you need to have an infinity for it. Huh. Interesting. That sounds like foreshadowing. But you only get like the vague sense of it. I don't think it happens that fast. It could, but... Specialized ritual. Also like ReZero. Defeat the monster and the feast will be cancelled. Oh, that's not good. I wonder if mages also have a degree of resistance to it, or it's like a spectrum. Oh, 5 seconds. Yeah. Yeah, that works fast. Maybe we can use those 5 seconds if we really need it. Wake him up, tell him to start smashing. He's gonna be our Hulk. Oh, is that her turn next? Even that turn was really smooth. Yeah, people with less magic moving up to people with more and more. Some monsters won't attack him. That's good. God, the berry looks so pretty. You too? No, I'm just tired. Or is he actually... Okay, so she is being affected. Because she's not a priest. Yeah, he's gonna last the longest. Jeez. I don't know. I think Frieren can probably do something with 5 seconds. She'll probably blast it apart faster than she can blink. Do you know? Probably the same way that Frieren has healing spells. You have them, but really shouldn't rely on them. Ooh. This is the first plant monster we've seen. Chaos Flower. Figured as much. Through the curse. Oh, interesting. It's like a virus. Nice. The reflection. Yeah, it just applies for pretty much everything, right? Ooh. You do have battle magic, not bad. But it deflected it pretty easily, which is kind of concerning. That seemed pretty powerful. Oh my god, the battle music in this show is so good. Yeah, because it deflects outward. Yeah, oof. How much stamina you got, Zion? Yeah, you need your mage. This isn't the same track that played during the last arc, is it? When we were having the 1v1, 1v1. All these thoughts, just do it. You're overthinking. That's what faith is about. And aren't priests all about faith? Don't believe. They just need to be dependable. Yeah. It's your own version of faith. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Ooh, the vocals kicking in. God, why do all the shows I watch have such good OSTs? This one in JJK. Trust her words. Let's see it. She's already firing. Yup. Wow, the arching blast. He literally didn't get to finish his sentence. Wow, it like disintegrating as it falls. Already done. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. She really is Magic Saitama. And all the villagers are awake. Of course you did. Aww. Feels good to help people. Oh, he's starting to discover that he can touch with his inner kid again. How did you... Jeez, good lord, Frieren. Yeah, you came in so clutch. That's why you need a priest in your team. Oh, that was really cute. Like skipping in place so we can catch up. Hopping up for the head pats too. God. Gotta love the show. She was. Should have brought her along. And now it's, yep. Second vignette. Dang, halfway point. What are you talking about? It hasn't even been a year. Or it's like barely been a year. We're like 5 times ahead of schedule. So I think we all knew it wouldn't take 10 years this time. We'll take him. Ooh. Okay. Why does he look so dejected? They are trying to take him, aren't they? The Orden family. One of the 3 great families. Damn, he really pulled out the I'm not talking to you. Oh my god. Mama. Well, if it's just a job, might as well at least hear him out. Oof. Yeah, can't really afford not to. Really? They left the village? Too harsh? Weird. Huh. Yeah. Like your brother too. Is he gonna have to impersonate him? Did he pass away during it? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
ここ要塞都市フォーリヒはこの地方の守りの要だ。消耗した兵力を立て直すまで士気を下げるわけ。
So you're gonna have him parade around as him? Yeah. Parade around as Virt, I think his name was. Oh, soiree. Ooh, gold coins. I love the look of interest in her face. Very rare to see from Frieren. Yeah, I was gonna say, he just came back from a battle. Of course he has a scar or two. Do it for the money. Oh, this is gonna be quite a long... It's gonna be quite a long journey, isn't it? Maybe this will be 10 years after all. Or maybe Stark's actually gonna pick up on it quickly. And they just get to live the nice life in the meantime. Talk about a good deal. Come on, you gotta walk better than that. Ooh. Picking up on it though. That's the most fair answer he could have possibly have gotten. Ooh. Bet you felt something from it. Or just the contact. Get used to it, yeah. I guess that too.
私は息子の言うことに従っているだけだ。そのための影武者もいた。お前ほど似てはいなかったがな。確かに。
Just for the sake of the people. He's incredibly strong to be able to do something like this. Like, incredibly strong. And you can tell he's affected, right? He's just doing what he's got to do. Little brother? Yeah. Yeah.
剣技の腕は姿勢に出るからな。お前にオルデン家の剣技を教えてやる。
Oh, interesting.
どうした?
Still shaking, huh? It's not really something you get over, like we talked about. Oh, he's remembering that. I guess that is the last time he's like trained like this, huh? Probably does feel a lot like his village. Just like you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what matters. Oh, you do? Are you sure about that? He doesn't look like somebody who's full of himself. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. Oh my god. Throw it at him. Okay, just not even gonna entertain him. Oh wow. She looks pretty. In proper clothes. The look of intense concentration. Stark's getting the hang of it though. Oh wow. It's a lovely hairstyle. Owen's a little less so, but he does have to look like the sun. Oh, she looks gorgeous in a white dress. Wow. The stark contrast with that in her hair, just beautiful. Oh, and the purple, the purple and the gold looks so regal. God, she looks incredible. She's still, yeah, said a lot less time than he has after all. Oh. Oh. Facial expressions are just absolutely entrancing. Wow. It's really smooth too. Is this rotoscoped or something? It looks really nice. And the way the way the clothings are moving. Oh my god. Oh, even Frieren's dressed up. She looks nice too. She only ever does exactly as she wants after all. Unapologetically herself. Ooh. Is that why you're not enjoying the festivities?
社交会が終わったようだな。依頼は終了だ。ガーベル、フリーレンに報酬を渡してきてくれ。
He actually said her name.
シュタルク、お前の戦士としての力量は素晴らしいものだ。
You can say that again.
俺はあんたの
Yeah.
じゃないぜ。
そうだな。
I can't, and I shouldn't.
だが帰る場所なんてないのだろう。クレ地方の
I'm home right now.
魔族に滅ぼされた。それくらいは知っている。息子とは喧嘩別れだった。些細なことでの言い争いだ。お前の顔なんて二度と見たくない。そう言ってしまった。
Don't tell me that was the last you saw him. Never got a chance to apologize.
お前を見つけたときは奇跡だと思ったんだ。
ならなおさらここには残れねえな。
Yeah. You've got to confront your son yourself.
育ての親にさ。だから旅の土産話をたっぷりと持って帰らねえと。
そうか。
Oh, the credits rolling mid-episode. I always love when that happens. When they do that, I should say. He's got the perfect butler face, though. Refined to a point. Watching the sun. Oh, training with him. Yeah. She's really reading through all of them. She's determined to pick one she likes. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. It's so good to be back. It's really so good to be back. This was such a great episode. Just so Frieren, right? It's so warm and comfortable, but also uncomfortable in the warmest way possible. It's as Frieren gets, really. another excellent pair of vignettes too. Like the second one was so good. I'm like trying to remember what the first one was. That's right. It was this whole bit. It was just so good. Like, I don't think there's too much I want to discuss, but we'll see as the episode goes. There's so many really solid cuts in this episode. Her like bumping into Fern bumping into Frieren, and she sort of like drops her book in surprise. It's so cute. The character acting in this show is really good, but in this episode it's just on another level. God, it's been 4 years already. And Stark a year. And we get another great gig with a great gag with his absolute completely understandable desire for at least one sexy older lady. At least one. Women just wouldn't understand. Women and children. Disrespecting Stark like that, don't mind me. And then we stumble upon the sleepy village, but not in the good kind of way. And we learn about curses. And it's a really interesting descriptor of them. Spells cast by monsters and demons that humankind has yet to unravel. It reminds me of how in Jujutsu Kaisen, if you've seen it, if you haven't, no spoilers here, but curse users, or I guess a very, very mild spoiler, it's not really one at all. There are things called curse users. The main like monster, like creature, yokai in Jujutsu Kaisen are cursed spirits, and the energy that our characters use is called cursed energy. So, excuse me. When we first learn about curse users, we learn about it through the main antagonist, at least of the early part of the story, which is Geto, a man named Geto, and he's a curse user. And he kind of uses and fights alongside cursed spirits. So you kind of assume that cursed users they're probably people who use cursed spirits, right? But it turns out that that's actually not the case. Curse user is just a label that they give to anyone who is not a part of the like official main Jujutsu world. Literally, if you're like a rogue, or if you're just fighting outside of that, if you didn't like go to Jujutsu Tech or one of their schools, you are a curse user, I should say. And it's really interesting because it sounds very like malevolent. It sounds bad, and most of them that we've seen are antagonistic, but it's not really that. It's really just people who are outside of the system. And that kind of like generalized term that's sort of defining an other is what this definition of curses makes me think of. It's the same thing as my favorite definition of magic. Magic is just science we don't understand yet. This feels like another level removed. Curses are magic that we don't understand yet, which is really interesting. It's a realm of unknown in the already unknown realm of magic. And admittedly, in this world, like, magic isn't quite something we don't understand, right? There's studies of magic, there's tomes of it. It's not like this not understood thing. But so I guess you could say that. No, I was going to say you could say curses are to Frieren what magic is to us, but magic isn't real to us, at least not that I'm aware of. But it's really interesting. It's God, it's so dry out today. My throat is just dead. But yeah, it's just that realm of unknown, like within the unknown realm of magic. And it's really cool. And the way it interacts with different parts of this magic system, like the magic of the goddess, which we also learn here, and how it interacts with priests. And it seems to be that the more magic you have, the more adept you are with magic, the more resistant to curses you are, which is really cool. the goddess magic. Like demon's magic, we don't understand the principles behind most of it. So it's not very interesting. I can't really use it. It's difficult to use unless you're born with a specific knack, which also bestows an increased resistance to curse. I wonder if the resistance to curses is actually not a blessing of the goddess. It actually doesn't have anything to do with the affinity for goddess magic. I wonder if it's just that if you have a knack for goddess magic, magic of the goddess, you inherently have enough magical energy within you, enough mana within you to have a strong resistance to curses, because it very much seems during this episode that the more mana you have, the more resistant to curses you are. So I wonder if that's actually what it is, and it's more correlation rather than causation, that the blessing of the goddess is an actual thing. Or it could be an actual thing, but I really like the former idea better. I think it's far more engaging and far more interesting when a magic system, or really any power system, doesn't have these proper nouns that are more than flavor text, that are more than culture, right? In a similar way that in any good story, there are folk tales that aren't just foreshadowing of actual things, right? They're actual stories that cannot be confirmed because the whole point of the story is how it's generated from the uncertainty. In a similar vein as that, I really like it when there's things like the blessing of the goddess that isn't confirmed to be true, that very well might actually have a more natural explanation. It's the reason why I'm so invested and why I love science so much, and why Dr. Stone is such an amazing show, especially to me. How I enjoy watching it tremendously, because I love science, because I love the idea that things that seem super complicated, that seems, oh, you have the blessing of the goddess, so you're resistant to curses. No, there's actually a far more natural and sort of essential, I guess, fundamental reason why you're resistant to curses. You just have more magic. But it seems to be caused by you having the affinity for magic of the goddess. So naturally, a culture would look at that and go, oh, it must be this thing gives you an affinity to, or a resistance to curses. But it's actually not that. Or again, it could be that for all I know, but I really hope it's not, because that is like my favorite thing in the world, where we create these big explanations for things, but it's really something much simpler. It's correlation, really. I love correlation because it touches on one of the fundamental attractions of a story, right? Like, you'd think correlation wouldn't be that interesting inherently because it's a weaker link than causation. So you'd think that'd be less engaging, but I find the opposite to be true. I find that the fundamental interest of correlation is the uncertainty, is the vagueness. And I would argue that's also what makes soft magic, like the magic in Frieren, so darn interesting and so fun to watch. Because as much as I love a hard magic system, pretty much all of my stories are more hard magic and very little soft magic, if any. There is an undeniable attraction of soft magic that Frieren explores beautifully. And that's the wonder of not understanding something, of being okay with not putting a science to everything. And yes, I'm aware that I've just made a duality within myself, that I love science and I love it when things can't be explained scientifically. I love both things. What can I say? I don't like fitting in stereotypes. I don't like fitting in boxes. I can hold both ideas true in my head. I love science, but I love things that can't be explained scientifically. I love things that are vague, that are unsure. That's where rumors come about, right? That's where legends are born. That's where folk tales both are created and propagate, from the uncertainty. And that's what makes a story so much more gripping than one that is just ironclad and like perfectly, everything has connections and everything fits and it all fits perfectly. I think that's great. But what makes my favorite story of all time, Attack on Titan, so utterly breathtaking is that it has that perfect everything connects, and yet there are so many layers of We don't and will never understand this. I can't give you examples because of spoilers, because if you haven't watched it, please, for the love of everything, watch it. It's phenomenal. It's so much better than season 1 would have you believe it to be. But there are so many things, like the truth about the Titans and the different mechanisms underlying everything, that don't go explained and that shouldn't go explained. Because it's in that the true magic of stories lies and fiction lies. It's that wonder, the wonder of not knowing, right? And that's connected. That's why I love correlation, because it gives birth to these rumors, these beautiful misconceptions and misunderstandings, which is another fundamental aspect of good storytelling. Misunderstandings. We are all only people, so we want to see people in our stories, and people make mistakes. People make connections where they aren't there. People, you could argue, people do nothing but that. And we love it. So it's great when a story has that, has these things that are correlation, not causation, but they think it's causation because they have no reason not to believe that. So yeah, that's kind of my spiel on that. And that's why I really do hope it is actually just correlation, that he's just really good with mana. And I guess it's not all that. I should elaborate a little bit, because obviously Frieren has more affinity with mana than Zion, right? Obviously. She's 1,000-year-old elf who can use magic beyond his wildest imaginations. So I don't want to paint it as like a flat spectrum of has no magic, is really good with magic. I guess it's more of a sphere. It's more of a world of spectrum rather than just something you can put on a paper. Like, for example, Frieren has more mana than Zion does, but perhaps Zion's affinity to magic of the goddess is a very special, like specific, like strong ties to his magic, so that allows him to resist it more. Or maybe it's just the kind of magic, the way his body, the magic flows through his body, that makes him resistant to it. Again, there's so many other explanations that could explain the correlation of the blessing of the goddess being resistant to curses, not being a causation. And I think that's so much more interesting than if it's just, oh, goddess and demons, right? It's like the good and the bad, the yin and the yang. You have resistance to the bad because you're connected to the goddess. That can work too, but I think it's so much more interesting for the former. And everyone's asleep from the curses. Defeat the curse user to wake them up. It's so ReZero, and if you haven't seen ReZero, again, watch it. Another one of my favorite stories of all time. And one by one, they start falling asleep. And Frieren falls too. And then we learn about chaos flowers that merge with the local flora to create subspecies. It's like a mirror. What an interesting bit of world building. This line's a little bit odd to me. Like, it's like a mirror, I guess so. I guess in this sense it reflects the nature of the nature around it. The form it takes is representative of what is around it. And I guess there's that theme again, right? It came out with demons, right? With like imitation. I almost see it more as like a parasite. I guess it's like a parasite on Mother Earth or whatever planet this is on, where they just, they invade a ecosystem and they evolve and create new subspecies as a result, which is super cool. There's so much potential for like different ideas and different things you can do. And my goodness, he's a lot stronger than I gave him credit for. And he goes on this whole big thing about fear, about like doubt and uncertainty. And then we have this great, of course it's Hyder, because of course it's Hyder. It's absolutely wonderful line. And this wonderful sentiment. You are a priest. Don't tell me that faith is anything you're not familiar with. So he decides to have faith in her words. She wakes up, and before he can even tell her what's going on, it's already dead. And it just falls apart. Oh god, it looks so good. This episode looks so good. This episode looks so good. This episode looks so good. And of course he's more great character acting. I've got to call it out where it's there. But we make it to the next bit into Vorig. And I think this is after the bit. Yeah, okay. It's just this thing skipping out. A little weird. This is super cute. This is super freaking cute. This kind of way she like slows down, she kind of like slows down, like skips and then hops up just to give him a head pat. It's just the best thing ever. He's super tall and and then he actually bends down so he can keep head patting her, which is super cute. Like it looks like she's like pulling him down, but obviously like she's not stronger than him, right? I don't think that's up for debate just looking at them, but he complies with her, which is great, and he wants it and he appreciates it because yeah, the child inside never really dies, right? Just like what Hydra said, we just kind of pretend being adults, and we kind of do that for the rest of our lives. But then we make it to the manor, and we meet this dad, and we get this great montage that eventually turns into a double montage, and great moment there. So many great moments between these two this episode. We end up getting this like double montage of Stark training, and then later we get Frieren training too. And of course he remembers his village, and this training is very reminiscent of it. There's something really funny about asking Frieren to go through etiquette training while she's like holding up either bagels, I think they're donuts, holding a donut in either hand. There's something just really funny about that. Yeah. Oh. Just a great montage. Oh my god, she's so pretty. She's so pretty. God. Purple and gold is such an underrated color combination. It really is. I mean, I guess most people can't. Oh my god, okay. Hold on. We need to, just like a good fight scene, we need to go through this scene. This dance looks just great. I love how like it starts very like simple. It starts very stiff because they're both so nervous, but as Stark relaxes and as he kind of falls back on his training, and as he begins to lead her, right? Because he's confident, he gains confidence and he feels more in tune with it. And her watching him, she feels relieved too. She feels at ease because yeah, we know each other. We've never done something like this before, but yeah, we're very familiar with each other. This is an unfamiliar location doing unfamiliar things, but we are very familiar. So they get comfortable and they start dancing more and more, and they get more expressive and their moves open up, and it just looks absolutely great. And you can see it on their faces. They're enjoying themselves. It's just a wonderful scene. Just an absolutely wonderful scene. And I'm not a big dancer. I haven't danced a whole lot, but I've taken a couple like single classes, so watching these like moves, jeez. I mean, it's nothing fancy, right? It's nothing crazy, but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's such a beautiful moment. And speaking of beautiful moments, this is where the episode really gets to its uncomfortable warmth that I mentioned earlier. Looks like it's over. The job is completed. Hey, you're really strong. Maybe you should stay here. I can't. But you don't have a home to return to. And then he reveals that we parted in anger. Oh, expressions. Just that moment of hurt that flashes across his son's face. Oh, I hate it. Oh, it hurts so much. It's so real, right? You're having this big argument, and then somebody, I never want to see your face again, and it just strikes down the argument, right? You just lose all will to fight. That's tough. And then he passed away. He died. He sacrificed himself to slay a demon commander, which is incredible. The idea of regret that's coming up again here is not lost on me. And unlike last time, I'm not going to go into a big diatribe about how much I hate regret. I do hate it. I do very much dislike it, but I should be a little more gracious with it because it is very useful. I mean, something like this, right? It's something that he reflects on, and it's something that makes you want to better yourself. But you also see the bad side of it here, right? He's clearly got a lot of baggage he's holding on to and a lot of pain that will be incredibly difficult to let go of now that his son's no longer here. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't regret this. Obviously, like, no reasonable person wouldn't, but it, again, just goes to show that ideally you want to have the hindsight of regret and the growth from it without the pain, the negativity, the harshness that, and the personal damage to yourself, your self-esteem that just kind of comes with it. And that's the ideal thing to search for. And it's something that no one else can give you, right? It's not something that you can or should replace. Regret, sorrow, trauma, even just an argument like this. Like, if you have something like emotional baggage, if you've lost somebody or if you've parted ways with somebody and you don't see an easy way to repair that, to speak with them and to, repair that emotional damage that has been inflicted on you, whether by yourself or by them. And even if you do have easy access to them, you shouldn't rely on them to, or an external force to repair that, right? It's so much easier said than done, but most afflictions of the mind are best treated with the mind. If you lose a son and you find somebody to take under your wing that can be like a surrogate son, then that's great. It's a productive way to process your grief. But the moment you start unloading onto them, the moment you start, God, I should work on my phrasing. The moment you start treating them like your son and start speaking to them like your son who is gone, that's the moment where you should realize, and that's the moment where it's gone too far, where you are not just being productive with it, you are burying that feeling down and trying to avoid it by pretending it's not there. You are you're not even putting over a new coat of paint, you're just plastering over, like, you've got a hole in your wall and you're just putting a piece of paper over it and duct taping it onto the wall. It's like, oh, it's not there anymore, right? I can just play pretend. But playing pretend doesn't fix anything. It just allows it to fester out of sight. And as somebody with a lot of trauma and with a lot of mental illnesses, I can tell you firsthand that the worst thing you can do is bury it down, because it's when it's out of sight that it festers and it grows and eventually becomes too large and too malignant to ignore anymore. And if you still refuse to acknowledge it, that's when it starts affecting your other relationships. It starts affecting your life, and you don't know what's causing it. And that's where I've seen a lot of people who have depression, but they don't know where it came from. I think I've seen that that's a lot of times that's the like root of it. It's that they pushed something down so far that even after it grows out of their control, they have taught themselves to ignore it, and they no longer know how to identify it. So when the symptoms appear, the cause is practically invisible. And it always starts small. So it doesn't have to be losing a son. It can, like I said, just be like parting with a friend. It can be just asking a girl out even and just not getting a response you like. Little things like this that you just try to cover up instead of confronting, instead of being honest with yourself and talking it through with yourself and really processing that emotion. It's just asking to have that feeling fester and to really tear you apart. I haven't lost a family member, thankfully. I haven't even lost any close friends. At least I haven't like lost them for good. Obviously, I've split ways with a lot of people, but parted ways. Usually very quietly, it kind of just peters out into nothingness. So I feel like I'm not really in a position to tell this dad that he needs to have the strength to confront his son's passing and his lingering regrets with him. I don't feel like I'm in a position to judge him, far from it. But I don't think that disqualifies me from, or makes me wrong when I say that though it's the much harder path, it is the path that will be so much better for him moving forward. Not trying to replace his son. Not even trying to have like a surrogate son, but really confronting the feelings that he will never be able to convey to his son that is gone now. And perhaps if he has a lot of paternal instincts that feel like they have nowhere to go, then he has another son, thankfully, that he can give his love to. And he can, again, transform those regrets into something productive. He can pour all that more love into his son. And we see that at the end of the episode when he's training him with his, which is really great. But it's why I love what Stark says here. It's why I can't stay here. Because it's not healthy. It's easy, but it's gonna hurt in the long run. Better to have it hurt now, right? And it's on that bittersweet note that I'm gonna end it off here. Thank you so much for watching, for hearing my thoughts, and for being so more patient than I deserve with this episode coming out a whole week after the last one. I really will try to be better with that, but after the last episode where, again, you saw yourself what happens when I'm really not in the mindset and I try to do it anyways, I don't want to force myself to record these. Jeez. But also now that this is like coming onto Patreon, I feel like I do have an obligation to make content for you, so I will try to be better with that. So I'm sorry for that. And thank you for your patience, whether you're a Patreon or whether you're just on YouTube. It means a lot. And if you really did enjoy it and you want to show your gratitude to me, other than joining my Patreon, link in the description below, you can go ahead and hit a like. It's super easy for you. It takes like no effort, and it really does help me out. It shows me you enjoyed it, and it shows the algorithm that people are engaging with it. So they'll show it to more people. The algorithm, so it'll show it to more people. Same thing with commenting. If there's something in the episode that I miss, a misunderstanding I had, just like last time, if there's something that I said that you agree or disagree with, or something you just want to build off on, leave it in the comments, or even just say hi. I read every single one with that exception. And if it's really good, I may even present it in the episode, and I'll put it up here and I'll just talk about it for upwards of like 10 minutes. If you've been a long time viewer of this channel, you know I can do that. I love to do that. So leave a comment, and I'd love to see you down there. But whatever you end up doing, subscribe if you haven't already. I don't think I've even said that yet today, so I'm a terrible YouTuber. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time. And until the next time, wherever I see you next, have a lovely rest of your day.